Hey everybody, so today I have a new power station for you. This is the, I think it's pronounced VTOMAN, but I got the power station and I have a 100-watt solar panel that goes with it. The solar panel you can also use for other power stations as well. They're interchangeable for most of them anyway. Right here is where your input for your DC. You can either this is where you're going to plug in your solar panel or your car charger. Then you also have your in and out direct power. It's rated for 60 watts, so you can use that to charge up your laptops if you like, or any other Type C. You could also charge this by a Type C. And you have your USB ports here, and you got some more over here. You can control powering it on both USB and AC. I have been using it, so it's only at 57%. I've been using this for a couple days. Anyway, you got your USB, you can turn those on or off. And then you got your AC power, which you can turn on or off. And then you got your regular power outlet for your home, 600 watt maximum, pure sing. And then you got for your car, and you can turn that on DC as well. And then you got a couple 12 volt ports, which there's an adapter that you can buy that you can plug into that for the, then you got your LED light. Over here, just a fan. This has all your information telling you the capacity and the wattage and everything. Another fan area. And that is pretty much the gist of this. To give you a couple ideas of some things that I've done so far, I have used this for a Cpap, testing it overnight. It used about 25-ish%. I would give it at least 3 days on a charge for a Cpap if you need it for that. If you got the solar panel and you're topping it off every single day, you'll be able to go further. Now, it will take about 10 hours to charge it with the solar panel. It doesn't take quite as long with plugging it in. Now, as for the solar panel, that's also going to depend on how sunny it is and your weather and everything. But some other stuff that I tested this with is I plugged in my MacBook. Let me go get my MacBook and stuff, and I'll kind of give you some examples of what kind of wattage, because it will tell you how many watts you're using as well. All right, so I went and grabbed my MacBook. This is a 16-inch MacBook Pro. You know what, I'm not going to be able to see that button. Let's turn that on. Now let's go ahead and we'll plug that in. And it's going to tell you how many watts it's using. The MacBook is super efficient. It doesn't use a lot. Average is about 20 watts or so. And with the 57% remaining, it kind of gives you an idea. Oh, now it is almost, or it's half dead, so it's actually going to use a lot more to charge it. We're looking at, over 100 watts charging. Mine charges super fast. You get a couple of hours out of it. That's only if you're going to be using that kind of demand continuously. Here pretty shortly it will slow down and it will drop to those 20 watts. But even if you're fast charging, or even if you look at it, if you're using 125 watts of something, you still got a couple of hours at 57%. So almost double that for that amount of wattage. All right, now for a Cpap machine. This is a ResMed BiPAP actually. And I know that some people buy these just for this. This is the reason why I originally bought my first one. Let's go ahead and let that kick on and I'll show you how many watts that uses. All right, as you can see at an idle, it's using 9 watts. What I would recommend is if you're not using it, just unplug it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. I will breathe into it normally just to get a more accurate reading of how many watts it uses. All right, of course it's going to depend on your machine. Every machine's a little bit different, but you saw that it was using, I would say roughly 30 watts, and it was estimated. It was jumping around with about 10 hours or so. That's also at 57%. This also has extra, so it has a heated hose and everything, which is also using a little bit extra. Keep that in mind. If you want these to go a little bit longer, turn off your humidifier, turn off your heated tube, and just use the air. You'll get like an extra day out of it just for that. The other thing, like I mentioned, take a solar panel, charge it up every single day. I usually have mine plugged in, and I'll have my solar panel like on top of the roof of my car. As soon as the sun comes up, it's already charging it for me. But anyway, this is the VTOMAN. This thing works really well. I've been able to get a lot of different things working on it. You got up to 600 watts. This isn't going to be for like major appliances, but you will be able to keep off-grid for camping, your phones, your tablets, all of that different stuff. But anyway, pretty solid package here.